It's not going to be a good start to the week for the farming industry. Central North Island farmers are battling to save livestock in freezing conditions, while the country's biggest dairy group, Crafar Farms, has announced it's going into receivership. Joining me now to discuss this is Federated Farmers Chief Executive Conor English. Thank you for joining us this morning, Conor. Some are describing it as the worst October that they've seen with this cold snap. How badly is this affecting farmers?
Look, for those farmers who are affected by this weather, they're actually affected quite badly. Some of them are right in the middle of lambing, in the middle of calving, and of course newborn stock. They're coming from a place which is nice and warm and going to a place which isn't so warm, and so the survival rates have actually been very low. So it is quite a concern. How
financially hard is it for them? It's already been a tough time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a tough time, and look, it just depends on the luck of the draw, you know, just how many of your stock are lambing today. I suspect the survival rates will be very, very low on any stock that are born today, so it just depends on particular farms' circumstances, but you could see up to 100% losses of anything that's born today.
Should we be more prepared for this?
Look, farmers are pretty good at being prepared for this if they know things are coming. I think what's caught people out on this one is that it has happened a bit quicker and it has gone a bit lower. The snow's gone lower than what people were anticipating. Sometimes farmers can shift stock into more sheltered paddocks or even sometimes inside, sometimes if they have that opportunity. But this sort of came with a rush, as we saw with all the people in cars. They didn't realise it was coming, and you've got a couple of hundred cars stuck on the road.
So really, there wasn't sufficient warning, or should there have been better warnings in place?
Oh, look, you can always say that, can't you, after the event? It's just one of those things that happens with nature sometimes, I think, and it's just a bit unfortunate.
Is it tough on farmers emotionally as well as financially?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, no one likes to see their stock in distress, and no one likes to pick up dead animals. So, yeah, of course it is. And everyone likes to see a nice, happy young lamb or calf. So,
do they get any form of assistance? Is there any way that you can assist them?
Look, farmers are great at helping each other in these sorts of times where, you know, neighbours are helping each other with stock. Federated Farmers gets involved too, of course. But for this sort of event, which is a pretty short, sharp event, it's not likely that there would be any assistance from government. That tends to be for the longer duration events such as drought, where we, you know, sometimes get provisional tax relief and that sort of thing.
Conor, let's move on to the receivership of Crafar Farms. It's been financially stressful for this big company for some time. Did you see it coming?
Look, the Crafars have been under financial pressure for some time. They are a highly geared organisation, and like a lot of highly geared organisations in the current recession, they just haven't been able to get it through. You've seen the same in the property sector, you've seen the same in the retail sector. This is just perhaps a higher profile case of it in the dairy sector.
And do you know how much is owed to creditors? It sounds like a lot.
Look, yeah, look, it does appear to be a lot, and I guess that's something for the receivers and the banks to work through. There's, you know, speculation in the media that you're looking at a couple of $100 million. But look, the key thing with this receivership with the Crafars is that there are actually 20 odd individual farms. The cows will be being milked this morning. The grass is still growing. The workers, I understand, have been guaranteed their wages and salaries so that they can look after the animals and farm the animals. So it's sort of business as usual on the farm. It's just that there is an issue around debt and cash flow between the business and the banks. So,
do you think this case of this awful case we saw about these calves being starved had something to do with it?
Look, the receivership, I guess, is a symptom of being overstretched over a period of years, and the recession and cash flow impacting on them. The issue around animal welfare, it was terrible, and there's been a lot of steps taken to remedy those situations.
Well, that's good news. Conor English, thank you for joining us today. Federated Farmers.